I'm just gonna ask real quick that if that looked like Jesus, please tell me. I feel kind of Jesus-y right now. Just, especially because I call this sexy top my Jesus top. Um, Reminds me of Jesus for some reason. Anyway, hi bro. I have to be considerate right now because there's someone over there who's asleep, and there's, well, not asleep, but nearly asleep. And then there's someone over there who's playing video games. So like behind you guys is someone who's about to go to sleep. And over there is someone who's basically asleep in their head. Anyway, so at some point in your life, if you're like me, you will try to crack the code of the female mind. You will try to pick apart the universal brain that is the female species. Now, before I continue this video, I guess I should quickly say, different space. This is actually my bedroom. This is because where I normally film is currently being used. Yeah, no, that's all I had to say really. Just different space. Get used to it. It's my room. My room is like a square. It's a very basic square with like 2 bits of furniture in it and a shit ton of crap that I don't use. Anyway, oh, and of course, yeah, the biggest feature of my room, bottle caps. Yeah, no, I'm serious. I've got like bottle caps of just like every caliber. Seriously, if it's a bear, I probably have its cap. Anyway, so I'm one of the people who attempts to pick apart the female mind and decode this thing that someone created. Some crazy idiot in the sky was like, hey, I'm gonna make something really fucking complicated, and then I'm gonna give it to a bunch of stupid people to try and figure out. The stupid people being me. The complicated thing being the female mind. Anyway, so on one hand you've got Malice, the normal test subject for these type of videos, who, for lack of a better term, hates the idea that I'm doing these videos and is afraid to watch them because she thinks I'm going to offend her. On the other hand, you have Libby, the perfect transition into this video. And the other weird thing is I get weirded out every time I say Libby because I actually know a Libby in real life. So it's kind of weird saying Libby like I'm talking about one of my classmates, but I'm actually not. But anyway, continuing. On the other hand, you've got Libby, who was kind of like if you took an 8-year-old, put them on cocaine, and made them watch their motivational video. Because she was kind of like, just do it! You know, at some point in my life, I look back and I listen to what I'm saying, and then I just think, what the actual fuck? That was one of those moments. Anyhow, ow, now I'm standing on bottle caps. Ow, ow, ow. Anyway, the point I'm trying to make is Libby being the, need I say, interesting person that she is. Libby being the interesting person that she is, the person who you can have a conversation of any caliber with, asked me. She was asking for this video. I mean she was legitimately asking for it. She legitimately requested this video, that I make this video for her, about her, similar to the ones I make of Malice, which I was conflicted by, because in one part of my uncreative mind, my uncreative side was like, do it, you have an idea now, do it, and then the other part of my mind was like, why the fuck would someone want me to make a video where I incessantly mock, possibly offend them, and basically spend the entire video probably hurting their feelings. Why would you want me to make a video where I take the piss out of you? Why? You do realize I make those videos because I legitimately don't understand malice, and therefore I make those to vent my frustration, and I get to take the piss out of her, and people enjoy it because it's funny and stuff. But you're asking me to do the same thing for you. You're asking me to make a video where I incessantly mock you. Now, I'm not turning down this idea. Of course, I acted like I was, but it's actually a good thing you asked me to do this, because it now actually gives me a reason to make a video of you, because now you've actually said something which confuses me, like no man would actually ever do. No guy would go, hey, you should do something that would probably really offend me. You should make a video that will probably hurt my feelings. There will never be a situation where a guy will ask you that. That's just not how it happens. So therefore, I have motivation to do this video. Therefore, I shall start this video. Now, when I said you could have conversations with Libby of any caliber, I quite literally meant that. Any caliber at all. Just if you were to pick a topic and discuss it with her, she would be okay with it. That's like, let's just clarify that. There is no boundaries. I've probably had more sexual roleplays with this woman than I have any other people on the internet. And given that you may have noticed one of my more preferred styles of roleplay are romance and sexual roleplays. Now, this isn't because I'm a creep and I enjoy sexual roleplays. It's actually just because I'm really bad at any other kind of roleplay. And to be honest, other than that, I get a little bit... Well, I'm bad at fighting in roleplays. I don't know why, but I'm just bad at it. I just don't know what to say, and I don't know what to do in order to fight. And I don't want to fight because then I'll seem OP. So, because a lot of my characters are gods or angels or demons or superpowered mutants or just general psychos. So, you know, it's hard for me to do any other kind of roleplays aside from like deep conversations, which I'm really good at, because in case you guys didn't know, one of my specialties is English and philosophy. I actually did really well in philosophy in college, like quite well, and I'm actually taking psychology this year. So, you know, and for those of you who don't know, psychology is like the smart guy's version of philosophy, because it's like, let's take this theoretical thing, let's take an idea which is borderline religious and borderline just opinionated, and then let's make it fact. Let's make a version of it which is fact, and that is psychology, because psychology is also partly biology. But I'm going to stop talking now because none of you have any interest in what I'm talking about. You want to hear about Libby. You want to hear the offensive shit I have to say about her, which probably isn't going to be that offensive, because, to be honest, Libby is a really nice person. There's not a lot of bad things you can say about her, aside from the fact that a lot of her roleplays are quite depressing. So, this is going to be interesting. Also, this is me when I'm not yelling. This is me when I'm just talking. I find it... I don't know. It's just... I'm still weirded out by, like... You can have a conversation of any caliber with her. I've said this multiple times already. But, like... Libby is the type of person who will do regular updates whenever their mood changes. They're also the type of person who is very, very open. And that weirds me out, because a lot of people don't trust me. And for good reason. But a lot of people don't trust me. And so a lot of people normally aren't very open with me, and a lot of people aren't normally very honest with me. And so it's kind of weird meeting someone who's just like, yeah, this shit happened, and then I like this, and I find this very sexually attractive, and yeah, by the way, I'm super turned on right now. Yeah, that doesn't normally happen. So when I talk to Libby, it's kind of like, what's gonna happen when I open this door? What's gonna happen when I press this button? Whereas with but coffee time, that's the rule. If I stutter, I must drink the coffee. Whereas with Malice, the other case study individual, whenever I open a door, metaphorically speaking, of course, whenever I open a door or I press a button, I'm always like, yeah, this is gonna piss her off, and that's why I'm doing it. Well, yeah, this is totally gonna annoy the fucking shit out of her. That's why I'm gonna press it. So that's also just as a side note for a bit of relief from that sort of tangent. I am actually pointing at a door. No. That's why I was using a door as an example. Sorry, my power cable fell out. I am actually using a door. I was pointing to a door when I was using a door as a metaphor. That's why I used the door as a metaphor. Jesus light. Anyway, so I mean the thing is, I do the case studies of Malice because there's actually shit I don't understand. There's shit that legitimately confuses me about her. But given that, as I said, Libby is quite an open book to read, there's not a lot that I don't understand about her. But I mean, I'll think of something. I will. And also, as a completely different side note, you were probably expecting an update video as to where I was and what I was doing while I was away. That will be the next video I do. But I really wanted to get this video done first, purely for fun. I don't know. I want to do that video when I'm allowed to yell, put it that way. And I can't yell right now, so I won't do that video right now. Anyway, I figure, seeing as that's a good breakpoint, it's a good time to do questions. Now, I'm trying to keep this video shortish, just because this is a test run. Also, for once, my teeth actually look kind of realistic, and it's kind of hard to talk and show my teeth at the same time. Like, I have actually been brushing a lot lately, so for once, they look naturally white rather than just unrealistically white. Because in a lot of my videos, I notice my teeth look really white, and I point that out every time, and I'm like, why the fuck are they so white? They're actually kind of yellowish. But now they're actually kind of white in real life as well, because, you know, I brushed a lot while I was away, put it that way. It was the one thing keeping me sane, was the fact I had my own knife, my own fork, my own spoon, my own cup, my own plate. I'm not shitting you, I had all of these things on holiday with me. And I brushed regularly, and I had my own toothbrush and toothpaste. But anyway, questions. Question one comes from a good close friend of mine in real life, actually. Is Batman worthy to be president? You actually wanted me to do this one as well. I thought you were kidding, but you actually wanted me to do it, but I was going to do it anyway. But you ask, is Batman worthy to be president? No, but Neil Patrick Harris is. Anyway, next question. Why do you want to work in radio? Okay, so I guess we should start with what inspired me, because that's kind of why as well. What inspired me to work in radio was I live in a small... now I live in two places. This was when I lived in one place. I live in two places because that's what happens when your parents split up. That was the stutter. Yeah, that's what happens when your parents split up. Normally you have to be... Some families are just like, yeah, no, that bitch can happen. But my family was like, we still want to maintain contact, and we still want to share our son amongst each other. So, you know, I'm being bounced back and forth like a yo-yo between family. And to the point where I'm often doing 2 Christmases and 2 birthdays and all that sort of shit, and it gets really annoying. One of the most annoying things is when I'm like, yeah, gonna enjoy a week, yeah, and then I realise that I left like some really vital shit, like my shaver at my mum's, or something like that. But basically I'm saying you lose a lot of shit when you have split families. If you're about to be involved in a split or blended family, you should probably get a double up of everything. It really does help. Like, I have double pairs of pants, double pairs of shirts, everything except for the really important thing, which is my shaver. Anyway, because the rule is never use another man's razor. That's mostly because it's their razor and they probably shave and have pimples, and if they have pimples, then there's a likely chance you'll get pimples and rashes and all sorts of shit like that. But anyway, tangent over. Going on. What was I talking about? Oh yeah. So the question is, when my family was together, I lived in this town with my whole family, my dad and my mum and me, and that was better. But what happened was when my dad lived there, he was quite popular because my dad is a very charismatic guy, despite the fact he's also a very abrasive guy. Um, when you know him personally, he's quite abrasive. And I'm not meaning that in a bad way. It's all for fun. It's all in good. He does it comically. He's abrasive comically. Like he'll only do it to people he know will actually find it funny. Just like I'm only offensive to people I know who can handle it. Like Malice. That's why I do these case studies. The people who I know can actually handle the sort of humor that I will probably inflict upon them. But anyway, the reason why I want why do you want to work in radio? Well, the thing is, technically, I'm already working in radio because if you search up the definition of work, it does not require pay. Therefore, having an internship is actually working. So I'm already technically working in radio, but that's technicalities aside. Why do I want to work in radio? Inspiration. My dad was very charismatic, and because it was a small town, a lot of people knew who he was. I'd walk down the street and I'd get, oh, you're such and such's son. And every time we went for walks together, which is why we didn't go for a lot of walks together, it was because he'd be getting stopped every 2 seconds to have an hour-long conversation with someone. And then we'd walk about 2 more steps and there'd be another person he'd have an hour-long conversation with. And we'd always be walking and there'd be someone who would drive past beeping and waving and all of that sort of stuff. Basically, I'm trying to say he was super friendly, and therefore a lot of people knew who he was. Anyway, he got it was like neighbor of the month or something like that. It was like basically the town got together with the local radio station, and they were like, "Hey, who's like the most popular guy in town?" And then they were all like, "This guy," because they all knew who he was. And so therefore we went into a radio station because I'm his son. I went along. We answered questions. To the people watching, apparently he sounded like a bit of a frog, and I actually came out really clear and well versed. That was simply because I noticed when we were in the studio, he kept going like this when he was talking, and like moving his head like from side to side and stuff, because he does that a lot when he's talking. He moves around a lot, but so he was doing that, and I got really positive reviews, even though the whole thing was about him. Everyone was like, "Wow, you sounded really good on the radio," and blah 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 blah. But that's not what actually got me interested in it. What got me thinking about it was, I walked in and we waited in this room, and then the lady, apparently the head lady, she came in and she was like, "All right, you can come through." And we met the DJ sort of broadcaster guy. He was super nice. He's super friendly. He's a great guy. Can't say his name because then you'll know what town I live in. But anyway, we went in, we sat down, there was 2 mics and all of this sort of stuff, and I was just looking around in the way the broadcaster worked with his boss and all of that sort of stuff, because there was only 2 of them there at the time because it was really late at night. But it was just so well. It was a good atmosphere. It was a good work environment, and at the time I was interested. I was looking at different jobs that I liked the work environment for. One of them was actually the tip. I'm being legitimate when I say the tip. I literally mean the dump, as in the place where you take the shit you don't care about and you drop it there. Because we saw this one guy who was like sorting through junk, and it looked like a really fun job for me because I'm an excessive hoarder. But basically, his job, I forget what they called him. It was like the multi-skills guy or something. But essentially, his job was to be like, "This is a window pile. This is a chair pile." Like, I shit you not, in one situation, he picked up something and threw it, and we heard a smash, and then he just muttered to himself, "Oh, too far." It was really funny. But anyway, that sounded really cool, and I asked my dad about that, and he said that was a cool job to do and would be cool. But anyway, radio station. I love the work environment. People were super friendly, great music, all of that sort of shit. But anyway, so then I don't know. From there, I looked into it, started studying in English harder, all of that sort of shit, and then I wound up at CAR basically. And that's about it. And that's why I want to work in. It's a great work environment. Great work environments are good for me. I've got a good voice for it. I know that much. I can literally put people to sleep with my voice. So, that's a plus. Plus, if your face looks like a demented fish, you work in a place where they don't have to see your face. Anyway, I'll quickly rush through the rest of these because I'm actually really quite far in and I don't want to be that far in. Top 5 favourite movies you have ever watched. God damn it, Witty, you're always asking really good questions. I don't want good questions, I want brainless, stupid questions that I can answer easily. No, seriously, thank you for the actually really good questions. Hang on, out of breath. Coffee is my breath. Anyway, what's funny though is when someone is an excessive coffee drinker, you can actually smell their breath really strongly. But anyway, top 5 favourite movies you ever watched. The 3 Riddick movies. Go search them up. Search up the Riddick movies and you will get all 3 of them. And their titles and their dates. The Chum Scrubber and... Fuck, I forget what the other one was. Oh, Watchmen. So that's it. I'm a fucking big Riddick nerd. Like, big time Riddick nerd. But anyway. Also, what are your top 5 television programs you ever watched? Now, because you didn't specify they were still running, basically all of them aren't running anymore. But The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. These aren't in any orders, by the way, these lists. These are just sort of when they popped into my head. Except for the Riddick ones. They were definitely my favourite. But The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, I actually watched all of that and I really fucking love that show. It was really funny. I wish I'd been alive for it playing. But anyway, The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, The Big Bang Theory, fucking love that show. There was a show called Terra Nova. I don't know if anyone else watched it, but I would when I was little, me and my dad actually used to watch it together. I wasn't actually that little, I was only like 11 or something, because that's when the last episode came out. But I would go over my bedtime, and it was like this special event. Me and my dad would go sit down, we'd watch Terra Nova, and it was awesome. That was cool, because Terra Nova was fucking awesome. Love that show. I wish they kept doing it, because when it stopped, I actually watched that one, all of it, actually on TV, which is the best part about it, because I don't normally watch TV shows on TV, because we don't actually have TV, but we did then. And so that was really cool. And I was super freaking sad when we realised it stopped playing. That was super sad and made me sad on the inside parts of my body. But anyway, Terra Nova, obviously Supernatural. They're still cranking out episodes of Supernatural. You realise how crazy that is, right? They've done so many. It's actually a well done show. Admittedly, not the greatest acting some of the time, and the ship's just annoy the living shit out of me, but great show overall, if you consider it, and the references they put in are fucking flawless. But anyway, so we've got Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, Big Bang Theory, Supernatural, Jekyll and Hyde mini-series featuring James Nesbitt. That was fucking awesome. And what was that last one? I feel stupid because I don't remember it. What was it? Because I can't remember, I'm just going to say Rick and Morty. I guess that counts. It's technically not. It's a cartoon series. But Rick and Morty is awesome. And I love Rick and Morty, and I really want the next season to come out, but they literally at the very end of this season were like, fuck you, now you're going to have to wait another year and a half for the next one, which we've already had to do already for that season. So that was super annoying. But anyway, Rick and Morty's awesome. Can't remember what the actual one I had in mind was, but anyway, we'll go with that. Also, just a quick question for anyone watching. If I was to hypothetically set up a page which you could give me money, or donate to rather, so that I can further better the quality of my videos and the audio of my videos, and just generally improve shit around here so that I can improve your life with my entertainment, do tell me if you would like that, because I can make that a thing, as I'm currently reading through legal documents about setting up a Patreon page, which turns out to be way fucking harder than it looks, because I'm not a US citizen, which means I have to go fill out this huge fucking form that's just all bullshit that they should already know about me, because, you know, they spy on you or whatever. But, you know, don't forget to like if you actually enjoyed it. Do subscribe. I'm not asking you to, but it would be nice. I have gained another subscriber, so thank you for that. Share this, maybe, guess. I mean, Libby will probably share it. Fuck it. So, moth, I don't know if you guys saw it first. But anyway, you can hear it like thumping against the walls now. But anyway, don't forget to subscribe. Dislike if you don't like it, leave a comment, all that sort of shit. I don't care. You know, check out my other videos. Link to my Twitter will be in the description below. Link to my Facebook page, as I can't show you my real one, in the description below. Link to my Google Plus, and link to the first episode of the case study with Malice, which is the one that is sort of spurred the inspiration for this one. And also, let me know in the comments below if you would like. Now, this is important because I'm actually thinking about this. This is actually kind of vital that you guys answer this one. If you guys would like me to start this sort of series, which will be way longer than most of my other series, but it's a series where I basically select a bunch of topics to talk about, and you guys can contribute to those topics if you want. And it's basically where I unravel all my thoughts, and I'll spend like 10 minutes on each topic, which is why it will probably take longer than most of my other videos, because it'll be a lot of talking about one particular topic. It's basically just a way I'll unravel my thoughts in an orderly fashion. You know, I don't know. We'll see about that. This one wasn't actually a lot about Libby, and I'm sorry for that, but of course this was just the first episode. And again, you are pretty easy, so it's kind of hard for me to do this. And I don't want to be too offensive, because you're probably easierly. Okay, there we go. You're probably easier to offend than Malice. Therefore, I'm kind of mediating what I'm saying. You know, do all of the stuff that I said, and I will see you next time. If you like this and what I was talking about, if you like the series idea that I've currently got, or the one that I was mentioning, tell me, and I will do more of it, because I need shit to talk about, because Malice is all like going away and having drunken Christmas sex and stuff. So, you know, that kind of sucks. Because, I mean, there's not like I can mock that, because that's kind of hard to mock. Also, I know I shouldn't do this on Libby's case study, but Malice, seriously, if you think that I am going to be offended by you with Ren and saying that if I'm heartbroken in your video, which she literally said, go watch her video, she literally said that she's sorry if I'm heartbroken. I need to remind you that when you first announced this to everyone on the internet, I was away at a beach with Miss Yum, and also I was staying in a house with another super attractive person who was roughly my age, and I can actually physically come in contact with them. So, you know, and that's 2 weeks. That's 2 weeks. If you think that I'm heartbroken about you, who is someone halfway across the world, dating someone I've never even seen, let alone seen you, when I was away spending 2 weeks, while you were waiting for some guy with no balls to tell you that he loved you, while you were waiting for that to happen, I was at a beach with two very attractive females. Just let that sink in. Anyway, adios. My name is Wales.